Hey YouTube, it's your girl Chic from Chic Say What. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Please like, share, subscribe as you come into this live. Listen, I wanted to come on here because I came across some more updates pertaining to the Jayland Walker case. So I wanted to share that because I've been kind of following this one, this case today, as well as the mass shooting in Illinois. So I've been busy today covering just, shootings and the fallout of the shootings and all of that. So I definitely want to come back and provide an update pertaining to Jayland Walker as I promised I would do so. So let's get into it. The state of Ohio or Akron, the city of Akron in Ohio has declared a state of emergency for their city. So let me just share my screen. And because, you got protests and things going on out there right now. And yeah, it's pretty intense right now. So this is from the New York Post. Akron in state of emergency after chaotic protests over Jayland Walker cop shooting video. So I want to get into that. Also, I have another article I want to get into because I just learned that there was I guess when Jayland, with the whole police chase thing, this was like a second encounter that Jayland had with the police. So I'm gonna get into that because I'm like, what? But as I said earlier, information was kind of going to unfold and I was going to be here for it so I can bring it to you. So for now, we're going to get into this whole state of the emergency situation that the local officials for Akron have called. So let's get into this article. Akron in state of emergency after chaotic protests over Jayland Walker cop shooting video. So I'm gonna play this small clip of the local protests in Akron, Ohio. And this looks like took place earlier today. So let's get into it. Again, please like, share, subscribe. Appreciate you. Let them tell you no. As a planetarian, God, I am still organizing. I'm a state We need justice. We need action. We need real solutions. We need it now. We need it now. Party killing. We need that Starbucks. Okay, so that looks like a protest that was going on today in Akron, Ohio, following the shooting of Jayland Walker. So we'll get into this article pertaining to the latest. Akron officials declared a state of emergency Monday after chaotic protests broke out in the city over the fatal police shooting of an unarmed black man as protesters massed outside Mayor Dan Horrigan's home chanting, quote, defund the police. Y'all, how many times have we heard that one? I mean, I feel like we hearing that chant at least about every 6 months, maybe sooner than that. The Mayor Dan Horrigan, issued the emergency declaration first thing in the morning after protests over the shooting death of 25-year-old DoorDash delivery man Jayland Walker descended into chaos in the Ohio city overnight. A citywide curfew was being put in place, and the city's 4th of July fireworks were canceled. Mayor Dan Horrigan issued the emergency declaration. Let me see. No, we reread that. Was canceled. The mayor said the curfew applied to the downtown Akron area and would be in effect from 9 p.m. Monday until 6 a.m. Tuesday. So I sure want to know how many people going to adhere to that. So I guess tomorrow we might learn about the fallout on that one. Article goes on to say, quote, early yesterday, we had several peaceful protests in the downtown footprint related to the officer-involved shooting of Jayland Walker. These protests did not escalate to violence and destruction, Horrigan said in a statement, quote, however, as night fell and others began to join, the protests became no longer peaceful. There was significant property damage done to downtown Akron. Small businesses up and down Main Street have had their windows broken. We cannot and will not tolerate violence or the destruction of property. Horrigan added, quote, in light of the damage that has occurred and in order to preserve peace in our community, I have declared a state of emergency, implemented a curfew, and canceled the fireworks, which were scheduled for tonight. End quote. So this is a picture of, I guess, what took place today earlier. Just when maybe the information was released pertaining to placing the city in a state of emergency. Nearly 100 protesters gathered outside Horrigan's residence and were met by cops in riot gear Monday. The protesters left a written list of demands. Participants chanted and demanded that the 8 officers who shot Walker be fired immediately. So, y'all know how I go, same song and dance, when they bring one of us down, then the rioting start, it's just a vicious cycle, but is it working? That's the question. Widespread demonstrations had been held in Akron since the June 27th police shooting of Walker, but they intensified on Sunday after cops released the body cam footage of the fatal ordeal. So, yes, the city it's in a state of emergency. So listen, y'all, everybody, nobody can be outside. But I'm gonna hop over because I told you guys I came across another article just talking about some things that led up to, I guess, prior to that chase, the police chasing Jayland Walker and his vehicle. So I'm gonna jump over here. This is not gonna be a long live. Just want to come on here and just give that update on since YouTube wouldn't let me do just regular community posts, I had to kind of come out here and just put the information out in a video. That's why I got to get my subscriber number up. So therefore it'll allow me to have that option, guys, to do that community post. So until then, I'm gonna have to come out here and talk to y'all and do these live videos. But it's cool since I like talking, if you can't tell. So Jayland Walker reportedly part of another police pursuit less than 24 hours before his death. What? Listen, y'all. Listen. I wasn't ready for that one, but I felt like it was going to be some more, information unfolding that was a good chance wasn't going to be, very favorable for our brother. So here we go. Akron, Ohio. Let's see. Fox 8 News has learned that on the same morning that Akron police attempted to pull over a car driven by 25-year-old Jayland Walker, the same 2 officers who initiated the stop had earlier spotted his car and noticed a broken tail light and no license plate light. We are told the officers ran a check on the plate, but at that time elected not to stop Jayland Walker. However, minutes later, they were alerted that the same car had been involved in a police pursuit that was terminated less than 24 hours earlier in a nearby New Franklin. According to the police report by Fox 5 News, New Franklin police officers spotted the car with the same equipment violations. But when he activated his lights and siren in an attempt to pull the car over, the driver sped away. A police supervisor in the New Franklin told the officer to terminate the chase that morning once it reached the city limits, but the information about the car and the pursuit were loaded into the police database. We are told that when the two Akron officers we were told when the two Akron officers eventually received the alert about the aborted chase in New Franklin, they once again spotted the car while on patrol and tried to pull over Jayland Walker. It was just 40 seconds later that officers reported that the 25-year-old fired a shot from the car, setting into the motion the pursuit that ended when he bailed out of the car and ran. It was then that 8 officers opened fire more than 90 rounds, striking Jayland Walker at least 60 times. The attorney representing the Walker family says the attorney representing the Walker family says he is aware of the earlier pursuit in New Franklin. Quote, we are embracing that fact because he went home to bed that night. On this night, he went to the morgue. So one department got it right, another department got it wrong. So I guess the department that said, hey, we're not going to chase him, got it right. And the one that said we're going to continue to chase him got it wrong, because it seemed like that was the difference. The first officers or something, they were like, I guess, nah, we're not going to keep going after him since, be due to the speed. I don't know. Y'all can kind of help me understand it. Drop a comment, please. As agents with the Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigation continue their probe of the deadly force used by the 8 officers, other issues in the investigation include questions about why Jayland Walker left a gun-loaded magazine and a wedding ring in his car, and why the 25-year-old was wearing a ski mask at the time of the June 27 pursuit and shooting. So like I said earlier, guys, when I did my live this morning, these were some of the questions I had. I questioned as far as, if there was a gun, why was it left in the car? When, why would he intentionally remove himself from a car and then jump out without the gun, where he's kind of vulnerable? I didn't really understand that part. If you have a gun, why would you have just left it and then just be vulnerable? And then, I don't know, that part. And then he had a ski mask, like I said, in July, a ski mask in July. So I'm like, yo, like, I surely want to know the story behind that one. And then I've just learned, what they say, he was a Uber Eats driver or something like that, I think, in somewhere where I was reading. So the article goes on to say, the behavior is strange. There is no doubt. I was about to add, though, that behavior is not lethal behavior. It's bizarre, sure. And the officers find bizarre occasions all the time, said DiCello. Right. So again, as I said earlier, none of that I feel like, it warranted for, him to be shot down like a dog, hit 60 times. Like, no, but it was quite disturbing. And I was definitely interested in knowing the background of those, those little key presumed facts about the situation. So meanwhile, we are told that the 8 officers have agreed to speak to the BCI agents and that each of them will be represented by their own attorneys and a representative of the Fraternal Order of Police. So there you have it. This young man, he had encountered the police already not long before his demise. He survived that situation, and the second one, he did not. So, I did see some comments. I just want to see if I can find it again where the family, has like spoken out and talked about like his character and things like that. Okay, okay, so here's something else, y'all. So they're saying he was engaged. Okay, so let me switch. Listen, y'all. Like I said, y'all better have these notifications on because I'll just be on one. And right now, I'm just, while I'm on this live, uncovering like information with you all if you're so happy and able to be fortunate enough to catch it. But this is saying Jayland Walker was mourning the death of his fiance when he was shot and killed by the police, lawyers say. So remember, this last article I just read, it said that he had left a wedding ring in the seat. So that was new information because earlier this morning I didn't have that information when I was covering the story. So this young man, I guess, was engaged and his fiance passed away. So let's see what this says. Jayland Walker was mourning the death of his fiance when he was shot and killed by police, a lawyer for the family told the Associated Press. Let's see if it says anything else about that or situation. No. So it didn't go on into any details about that, but that is some new information, you know, for me, because I didn't know that he had been engaged. So, as they talked about in the last article, there was kind of some questionable behavior that he was demonstrating prior to his death. No, it didn't warrant, his demise, but it was some, questionable, bizarre things that did take place. And now that we know also that he was mourning the death of his fiance, um, that could have been a contributing factor to why he was kind of acting different or abnormal, one may say. So let me see. There was some information out there. I think the family had kind of talked about his character, and I think maybe like a pastor or something. Let me see if I can come across that again, because I wanted to share that because that was something else too that I said earlier I hadn't heard much on as far as talks of Jayland's character, because y'all know it comes up. Let me see. Family speaks out. The character, it always come up. If George Floyd came up, whether it got anything to do with anything, uh, it comes up. So let me see what I can find before I end this live about, with the remarks that the family had pertaining to him. Speaks out. Let me see. Where is that? I know I saw something earlier on my live. I showed footage of the mom and the sister talking, but it seems like, I had seen like a pastor or someone speak out. So I'm trying to find that. Let me see. Jayland Walker, pastor, speaks out. Because they say, he was a really nice young man, very respectful, never been in trouble with the law, so, and we hear that a lot, about people who are, in our community who are gunned down, we'll hear that a lot of times, they had a pretty good, clean background, that's, was put out there. So, but, like I said, as the investigation unfolds, we start learning more and more, and then the focus starts to kind of get turned. Okay, so here we go. Let me jump over here, but here's something, a comments that the pastor has made in regards to Jayland. So let me share my screen on that. Let's get into it. Again, if you just joined, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. We are the Starlights over here. Welcome, Starlights. Welcome to my new Starlights, my new subscribers. Thank you for those who've recently joined. And for those who haven't joined yet, what are you waiting for? Join, because as you see, sis be on it over here. So this says, who was Jayland Walker? A pastor and family member of Walker said that he was a good person. Family is still trying to wrap their arms around this. He was not that kid. He was not that kid. Robert DeJournet, pastor of St. Ashworth Temple in Akron, told News 5, Jayland didn't even have a parking ticket. Jayland had the biggest soul. Quote, Jayland was a sweet young man. He never caused any trouble, said Lawana Walker Dawkins, Jayland's aunt, and the representative who spoke on behalf of the family Thursday. We don't know what happened. We'd like to know for the mother, the sister, the whole family, and the community. Akron Public Schools confirmed that Walker was a 2015 graduate of John R. Butchell Community Learning Center, a high school in Akron. And then it looks like there's a link for a YouTube video that shows Walker winning a wrestling match in 2014 Bill Dye's tournament. Statement from the city. On Wednesday, Horgan and Milet released a joint statement offering sincere condolences to those who knew Walker and saying more information about what happened will be forthcoming soon. Quote, we know that no police officer ever wants to discharge their service weapon in the line of duty. And anytime they must, it's a dark day for our city, for the families of those involved, as well as for the officers. Tragically, we are once again faced with a young man with his life before him gone too soon. Every single life is precious, and the loss of any life is absolutely devastating to our entire community. Our prayers are with Jayland Walker's loved ones, and we offer our sincere condolences to all those who knew him. Our thoughts are also with our Akron police officers and their families. We want to reassure our citizens that more information will be coming in the following days, including the body-worn camera footage that reported this incident. We are keeping our promise to the community, understanding that there can be no trust without transparency and follow through on commitment. We have every confidence in the Attorney General's Bureau of Criminal Investigation to conduct a thorough, fair, and honest investigation. We will cooperate fully with that investigation and have made it a top priority for our staffs as a city. We are committed to this process and trust that it will yield a fuller understanding of this incident. So these are pictures of the protests, canceled events. A handful of protesters have been demonstrating outside the Akron police headquarters every day since Wednesday. Let's see, stating, quote, that I feel strongly that this is not the time for a city-led celebration. Mayor Horgan announced Thursday that the city's red, white, and blue 4th of July celebration has been canceled. So what's this video right here?
Tonight at 11, a family left to mourn.
We don't know what happened, and we'd like to know.
While a community demands answers about what happened when Akron police shot and killed a man earlier this week.
Jayland Walker was an individual. He wasn't just another black man killed.
Tonight, city leaders promised transparency while striking a somber tone, canceling the Red, White, and Blue Festival. As the mayor says, it's no time for a city-led celebration.
We appreciate you joining us tonight. It's been 4 days since Jayland Walker was shot and killed by Akron police officers.
But we are still waiting to learn how many officers were involved. Today, outside the Akron Justice Center, protesters calling for accountability and Walker's family saying they want to know what happened.
We love Jayland. He was my skinny little nephew. And we miss him. And we just want some answers.
So Akron police say Walker refused to pull over early Monday morning, adding officers heard gunshots come from his car before they started chasing him. Police say Walker tried to bail from his vehicle during that chase, and police say his actions caused officers to believe he posed a deadly threat. Akron officers ended up shooting Walker multiple times in a parking lot.
I think collectively everyone recognized that there will be some questions and concerns about the totality of what took place.
Attorneys for Walker's family say they plan to talk with the Akron police chief and review the department's body camera video.
And this incident sending shockwaves throughout the Akron community. The city has canceled the annual Rib, White, and Blue Fest set to take place at Lock 3 this weekend.
Mayor Dan Horgan saying this is not the time for a city-led celebration. News 5's Jesse Schultz spent tonight in Akron speaking with members of the community about it all.
On a warm summer night, downtown Akron is buzzing.
Summer, rib burn off, festivals, fun, food, all of that.
On the eve of what should have been a celebratory 4th of July weekend,
we were ready to show our children our new, our traditions that we used to do and, have the fun.
When people come together at Lock 3 for food and fun at the Rib, White, and Blue Festival.
Honestly, as a teen, that was the best thing ever.
The city's sudden cancellation of it was not a shock to the people we spoke to.
We've had a challenging couple of days.
Because the people we spoke to don't quite feel like celebrating.
It is kind of hard to celebrate when a young person's life is snuffed out.
In the days since 25-year-old Jayland Walker was shot and killed by Akron police, the unrest is palpable. Blocked off streets. Protesters reeling with anger and sadness.
Why did Jayland have to die, Akron police? We just want to know why, Akron police.
Meanwhile, Charlie Murphy of Stray Dog Cafe.
We had the big blue barbecue truck, the Akron pickle truck, was going to make its debut.
Planned on operating 2 food trucks all weekend long at the festival.
And it's like a huge jump in sales. It helps us pay our bills and keep things going.
He tells me he is disappointed in the cancellation.
Tens of thousands pass by. Even if they don't shop with us, they see our brand, they get a taste of who we are and what we offer.
But says he also understands.
I feel confident that they made the best decision they could with the information that they had.
Such a joyous time to be associated with such a tragedy.
And everyone I spoke to hopes in the next few days questions will be answered and healing can begin.
We pray for the heart of Akron to be made alive and to pump again and that family finds peace.
The city of Akron did tell vendors who plan to attend this weekend's Rib Festival that they would be compensated. But Murphy of Stray Dog says he's not exactly sure what that compensation will look like. The Akron Police Department says they will be releasing body camera footage of Walker's death, but so far it hasn't been released yet. Reporting in Akron, Jesse Schultz, News 5.
So if you're planning to head to Akron, our News 5 crews tell us some roads are currently closed. Summit County says while its buildings will remain open tomorrow, services will be limited due to those road closures. Meantime, Akron's mayor and chief have said they will release the video of what happened by Sunday, and News 5 investigator Tara Morgan plans to view that medical examiner's report tomorrow.
So, video footage has been released. So that was just an article or a news report that came out, I guess, following the shooting. Let's see. Six Pack American says nothing will happen. Listen, I don't hold my breath on situations like this. I just hope for the best and hope that the truth unfolds and justice is served and guilty parties are dealt with. But when it comes to ours, I don't just automatically just have this optimistic feeling about just things working out in the favor of, our community when things happen to Black people. So it's just a sad situation. I'm going to definitely drop the links to the sites that I've reviewed during this live. Let me know your thoughts. Please like, share, subscribe. Make sure you hit the notification bell. Let me know your thoughts. Like, what do you think? You think anything is going to happen, or you think it's just the same, circus? They shoot our people down, we protest. They say, hey, we found no wrong for doing, and then until the next incident, because to me, that's kind of what it feels like that happens. It seems like it's rare for justice, where the officer is prosecuted. Or if there is a prosecution, it might be, an arguably half, just, okay, we'll give you something and say, okay, this person did wrong. But them other ones, they didn't do nothing wrong. It's just not like a full out where everybody's kind of held accountable. It's just kind of something to, as I would like to say, to keep the peace, I guess, but I don't know. It's the whole situation is unfortunate, but it is what it is. As information continues to unfold, I will certainly bring you the updates. And right now, the police are still conducting their investigation to, I guess, to determine if the officers acted, if the officers were in the right as far as with, how they handled the situation, or if it was deemed to be excessive, if they didn't follow protocol, all that jazz, because my thing is, if nothing else, that I just see excessiveness. Like, if nothing else, like, let's just say, okay, you thought he had a gun. Okay, shooting 90 bullets out, like, okay, that's excessive. Like, come on now. Y'all doing the most at this point. So that's just my opinion, but please like, share, subscribe, drop a comment. Let me know your thoughts. What do you think? Learn the thoughts of other people. Let's get the conversation going. And I'm curious to see, it's over the next week or so, if we'll hear about, other celebrities speaking out. Because as I've covered this morning, with Jayland Walker, LeBron kind of did a post on his social media, just kind of with, saying he was praying for the family. That was kind of about it. So let me see if anybody else said anything. So he kind of kept it short. So, because y'all know that whole George Floyd was just a whole big thing. It was a whole big thing. So, I don't know, maybe a lot of celebrities maybe are kind of trying to keep quiet now until the investigation unfold, because I haven't heard anybody, speak out about it. Any like influential person outside of like LeBron James doing his post that just didn't really say a whole lot. Like, so you can check out my previous live I did earlier this morning, where I covered this story in much greater detail. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this live short. Let me know your thoughts. Drop a comment. Again, like, share, subscribe. And until the next time, peace.